I've got a big surprise for you this morning. I'm not going to do the devotion, but Paula, over to her.
Good morning. I was reading Hebrews 11 about all the heroes of faith, Abraham, Noah, Jacob, Moses, and many more. Some experienced the fulfillment of their faith. God opened the Red Sea. Some women received again their dead by resurrection, as we read in Hebrews 11, verse 35. But others were tortured, and I want to read to you from verse 37. They were stoned to death. They were lured by tempting offers to renounce their faith. They were sawn asunder. They were slaughtered by the sword. While they were alive, they had to go about wrapped in skins of sheep and goats, utterly destitute, oppressed, cruelly treated. And then I read verse 39, the actual verse that spoke to me. I want to see results soon when I pray, but these peoples endured. And let me read verse 39 to you. And all these, what I've read in 37, though they won divine approval by means of their faith, did not receive the fulfillment of what was promised, because God had us in mind and had something better and greater in view for us, so that these heroes and heroines of faith should not come to perfection apart from us before we could join them. And then, because I've got time, I kept on reading, and I read the well-known Hebrews 12 verse 1, and it made so much more sense to me. Therefore then, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses who have borne testimony to the truth, let us strip off and throw aside every encumbrance, unnecessary weight, and that sin which so readily clings to and entangles us. And let us run with patient endurance and steady and active persistence the appointed course of the race that is set before us. Jesus endured the cross and is now seated at the right hand of the throne of God. That is in verse 2. Verse 4 said, you have not yet struggled and fought agonizingly against sin. And once again, I would like to read Hebrews 12, verse 5 to 10 with you. And have you completely forgotten the divine word of appeal and encouragement, in which you are reasoned with and addressed as sons? My son, do not think lightly of scorn to submit to correction and discipline of the Lord, nor lose courage and give up and faint when you are reproved or corrected by him. For the Lord corrects disciplines everyone whom he loves, and he punishes, even scourges, every son whom he accepts and welcomes to his heart and cherishes. You must submit to and endure correction for discipline. God is dealing with you as with sons. For what son is there whom his father does not train and correct and discipline? Now, if you are exempt from correction and left without discipline, in which all of God's children share, then you are illegitimate children and not true sons. You can read that also in Proverbs 3, 11 and 12. Moreover, we had earthly fathers who disciplined us, and we yielded to them and respected them for training us. Shall we not much more cheerfully submit to the Father of spirits, and so truly live? For our earthly fathers disciplined us for only a short period of time, and chastised us as seemed proper and good to them. But He, the Lord, disciplines us for certain good, that we may become sharers in His holiness. And that's my prayer, to be a sharer in His holiness. So maybe God allowed this coronavirus to strengthen His true sons and daughters. When all goes well, we don't appreciate what is of real value. Not worldly treasures or wealth or all the things we chase after, but family, relationships, care for those in need. If we endure under these circumstances, maybe we won't see the fulfillment of the promise, but later our children and grandchildren may be blessed because God promised it. Thank you. May you have a blessed day.
Amen.